All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. We break this station regular scheduled programming now to bring you a very special announcement. And this special announcement is related to an organization that is huge. It's awesome. It's very deeply rooted in the community in Eastern North Carolina and abroad throughout the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Men of Change, an announcement of their 16th annual symposium that will be held on October the 3rd and 4th. The start time for each night will be 7 p.m. It will be on site at Mount Zion Disciples Church, 322 Whitfield Drive, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Okay, and the contact number, if you want to respond to this breaking news, this information session, the contact number will be 252-714-2145. That's 252-714-2145. And you can go get more information at www.menofchange.us www.menofchange.us. So, once again, I'm Coach Vernon Garrison. With us today is Dr. Dalton Carnegie, and he is going to give you more information about the Men of Change 16th Annual Symposium on October 3rd and 4th. Yes, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Coach. Hopefully you are, man. You just did a awesome and a fantastic presentation. Bro, you couldn't have paid me $1 million to do it any better than you did it. So mile high
Oh boy,
salute to you. You did an awesome
I got
job.
I got a few more questions for
Yes, sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
What tell us a little bit about Men of Change, and then I'm going to ask you about the objectives of this year's 16th annual symposium.
Absolutely. Well, I'll boil it down and kind of deduce it to this point, Coach. Men of Change have actually been around, since the conception back in 2006. 2009, we kind of got official and got our ducks in a row and kind of launched ourselves onto a national platform. Right around about 2015, 2016, we took it, from a national to international and started making some connections across the seas, overseas. And so God has been continuing to add to and to build to the platform daily. With that being said, to basically be very poignant and to the point about it, Men of Change is basically organization ministry that is geared and targeted toward helping empower men, period. And that ranges anywhere from, whatever situations that they may have going on interpersonally, from, mental aspect, social aspect, spiritual aspect, the complete totality of man. And we talk about a range of things and a range of issues. Now, what does this look like? What is the platform, or what is the rollout? Well, right now, the heart and soul of Men of Change is our monthly straight talk sessions, where we meet every month, same bat time, same bat channel, on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock. And we talk about various topics, various discussion with our steering committee members, which now comprise of about 15. I think we're about 14, 15 strong. God adds to us daily. As we lose one or two, we pick up one or two. So I think the last reflective number is 14. And it is really good, Coach, because it gives us an opportunity to talk about those issues, those pressing issues that we don't get a chance to talk about on a daily basis. And sometimes the ministers, as laborious as their job may be, they may not necessarily have the time to really talk and really address men issues and their status the way that it needs to be done. So that's just kind of a snapshot where we have our empowerment powwow sessions talking about various topics. Sometimes it's just like anything else. We'll veer off the path of whatever the subject is, because there may be an individual that is confronted with an issue, have a situation going on. So we'll digress and we'll peel off the side of the road and we'll help him with whatever the pressing need or pressing issue is. And we just try to be there as a support system, as an empowerment system to help men all across the political and social and spiritual and mental spectrum. We talk about anything and everything. And you can think about it. We've probably talked about it, or it's on our hit list.
Is there a theme for this year's symposium?
Absolutely. To speak more specifically about the symposium, as you've already alluded to, this is our 16th one. We've been doing this for 16 years. This is the 16th time that we're doing this. Last year, number 15, we had the honor to have one of our steering committee members to host it at their home church out in the Radcliffe, Kentucky area. We had an awesome time. We had about 70 men from all across the state, all across the nation that came together and there with a heart and a mind to connect with some other brothers and to get empowered. And empowerment we did. Our theme this year is a little bit of a different spin than what we've been doing previously. And our theme this year is going to be dealing with renewing the mind. Now, the question may pop up, why would you have a theme at a men's symposium, which is also invited women, children, high school, teenagers at large? Because, of course, you know, Coach, by also being a part of our ministerial organization, that we always have at least one day of the event that we open up to the public, where we talk about things that anybody and everybody can benefit from and get some information from. So with that being said, everything that's going on, as we look at everything that's happening, things that's going on across this great landscape, it was placed upon my heart, talking it over with some of the guys about we need to have something that's a little bit more out of the box, something that's more contemporary, and something that identifies with the current times, the current situations, the current affairs. And so with that being said, the first thing that popped into the thinking process is that how can I put myself in the best position to survive these times from a emotional standpoint, from a personal standpoint, as well as from a spiritual standpoint. And it starts right here. This is the most valuable real estate that any human being walking around on earth today owns. That's his mind. That's his brain. So we're going to look at how to renew my mind from an operational, functional standpoint, humanistically speaking. We're going to talk about renewing the mind from a mental standpoint. And last and certainly not least, we're going to talk about and we're going to go into renewing that mind from a spiritual standpoint according to scripture. So we're going to get
Wow. What an undertaking. I know it's going to be phenomenal.
You
Let me
already
ask you now, Men of Change 16th Annual Symposium, October 3rd and 4th. Okay, the start time each night, ladies and gentlemen, is 7 p.m.
Yes.
7 p.m. at Mount Zion Disciples Church, 322 Whitfield Drive, Goldsboro, North Carolina. Now, that number to contact for more information is 252-714-2145 and www.menofchange.us. Now, let's chat a little bit about the bells and whistles of this. Usually there's a little entertainment going on. I know in the past, some good food. Will there be entertainment and food?
Always, man. You know, you can't have, let me say it like I really feel it in the vernacular that I really need to give it to. You can't have us to coming together and not have a good time. Then not have some groceries to be served. So that's, that goes without saying. So Friday night, we're going to kick everything off. We have the one and only, the phenomenal songstress that's known across the county, across the state, and different cities throughout this US of A. Miss Cheryl Willoughby is going to be the songstress for the night. So we are really, really looking to see what God has laid upon her heart that she's going to bless us with in song and inspiration and uplifting. And for Saturday, we're going to have a second treat from my good friend and brother, who is also going to be the presider over the course of the weekend, Elder Witherspoon. We have his son there, none other than Maestro, Master Julius Witherspoon, that's going to be performing, giving us some inspiration, song, and worship on Saturday morning and prior to us breaking for brunch. Now, grocery intake. We're going to have the Willoughby sisters that's going to be catering an awesome, awesome brunch, as they always do. And you can probably imagine it's going to be a little bit of everything. Last time they set it up, they gave us a combo of breakfast, from the grits to cheese and eggs, bacon, sausage, pancake, biscuits, fruit, juice, coffee, water, whatever. Then they added in a little other kind of lunch type stuff and had wings and some meatballs and sandwiches, finger sandwiches. So it's just, if you're coming hungry, you're going to get fed spiritually. You're definitely going to get fed physically, and we're going to have a good time. But let me stay right there in that vein. I believe the Steal Away coach, the dark horse for this year's symposium, is that can't miss men's discussion panel right after brunch.
Woo!
Deacon Lofton and I had a dynamic conversation last night and went over some of the questions. I know you're supposed to be doing some things remote. We got to get you tied into that, because we've got some questions for discussion that can blow the average person's socks off. I think that's going to be the dark horse in the stable this year. Our discussion panel on Saturday, and we're looking at the kickoff 11:30-ish to 11:45 time frame.
Who are some of the speakers or topics?
No, the discussion panel is not going to really have a speaker. We're just going to have a moderator that's going to be giving us a battery of questions to make us think. And the discussion panel is going to be made up of a lot of the guys that's a part of our steering committee. And we're going to ask a couple of visitors to sit in with us. And so it's going to range anywhere from the likes of Pastor Mike Smith out of Louisiana. Right. We're going to have Bishop Hayes that's going to be one of the discussion panelists. Yours truly. We're going to have Professor Lofton is going to be one. We're going to have Dr. Williams that's going to sit in. My oldest brother, Bishop K, is going to be one of the panelists. We're going to have Dr. Williams, Professor Watson. We're going to have a couple of guys who are not going to be able to make it. But we're going to have a whole host of guys, man. They're going to be a whole host. We're even going to ask a couple of the guys from the Mount Zion Disciples of Christ Church to sit in and also to be a partake of the thing. And so let me give a special shout out to the pastor, my sister in Christ, the great one that started out way back in the day at Mount Zion, Apostle Stephanie Bell. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you for opening up her doors and giving us a place to come together and gather for our 16th annual symposium. So we definitely salute and want to acknowledge her and thank her over and over for the opportunity. No strings attached, no hitting us across the head. We got to have X amount of dollars. She did it from her heart, opened up the doors, and we bless and we thank God for the opportunity.
So this is not only for men.
Yes.
It's of men and the established men of change, but it's for the community.
Community
it's for other. Okay. I wanted to clear that up. And it's not just a message centered around men. It's a message that includes everyone, men, women, and children. And so
yes.
all are invited. Am I correct?
That is correct. As a matter of fact, staying right there in that vein to show you that everybody is invited. Now, on Friday night, when we're talking about renewing your mind to Christ, who can't benefit from that? Who can't glean from that? On Saturday, we're going to have Dr. Williams that's going to give us a current state of the health in the Black community. We all need to know about our health. We all need to know some of the changes that's coming down the pipeline in the health world, in the health vicinity, especially with the administration. And I'll leave that right there. Everybody that has a brain understand and see what's going on. but there's a lot of changes and there's a lot of things that is happening right now. The health community is very fluid, and we're blessed to have Dr. Williams to be one of our partners that comes in once or twice a year to give us an update on some of the changes, some of the things that we need to be looking for when it comes to our health, some of the things that we need to know when it comes to insurance and all the other things. So he's going to give us a current state on the health of the Black community. And we're going to have Professor Watson, who's a long tenured 33-year veteran over at ECU, that's going to be giving us some background information on how we survive and what does it look like with these new political and geopolitical times. What are some things that we can proactively be doing and be a part of, and some things that we can do to put ourselves in the best position to advance and not allow everything that's going on antithetical to what we know that God has reserved and laid up for the righteous, that we can move past these things and get over these impediments. And so he's going to tell us, and he's going to talk about and walk through the various things that we as African Americans should be pondering, we should be looking at, and we should be proactively doing to help us to survive in these new climates. So we got a packed schedule.
Will it be available to watch online?
Well, that's what we're working out. We're hoping that there will be parts that will be online and there will be parts that won't. So I hate to say that. Don't meet us there. Beat us there if you can. And if you can't, as you said, just follow us on social media. Keep checking the website, because we'll be giving updates, but there will be parts that will be online, that will be live streamed, and people can watch there. They can zoom in, but we are still fine tuning the details and the specifics of the pieces that will, and the pieces that won't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Men of Change 16th Annual Symposium, October 3rd and 4th, that will be held 7 p.m. on those nights at Mount Zion Disciples Church, 322 Whitfield Drive, Goldsboro, North Carolina. You can contact them, 252-714-2145. Any final thoughts about this amazing event that's significant to Goldsboro and the surrounding areas?
Not at all, Coach. I am just grateful and thankful, for the opportunity. You're taking your time out, being part of the staff at the local station there. We definitely want to acknowledge and thank Ms. Akila for the awesome platform that God has given her through Awesome Radio and the other media platforms that she have to circulate and put information. So we hope that everybody that are listening, that will be hearing this in the future, please come and participate. If you're not, definitely go on our website, make a contribution. We're not begging. We're not beating anybody across the head, but like anything else, it costs to do spiritual/kingdom business, and every little bit helps. So we're definitely thankful. We're grateful for the opportunity.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a special announcement from Awesome Radio. Thank you for participating. Like, share, and subscribe. Contact us if you need more information on the Men of Change 16th Annual Symposium, October 3rd and 4th. Thank you for joining us, Coach Vernon Garrison and Dr. Dalton Carnegie. We wish you the best. Until next time.